A deadly crash claims the life of one person earlier today. Details from along 10th Avenue South in Great Falls.
Plus, Helena leaders discuss the city's parking program, their revenue review just ahead.
And later, Backing the Blue, an initiative that started in the capital city, is gaining ground.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Thanks for making MTN your choice tonight at 10. I'm Tim McGonigal.
And I'm Keely Van Mittendorf. Beginning this evening with our top story out of Great Falls. One person is dead and another seriously injured after a major crash earlier this afternoon. Great Falls Police Public Information Officer Doug Otto said that the crash involved a motorcycle and a car on 10th Avenue South by City Motor. It happened in the eastbound traffic lanes. Those lanes were shut down from 38th to 40th Streets while crews worked to clear the scene. We're told only the drivers of the vehicle and the motorcycle were involved in the crash. The driver of the vehicle has passed away and the motorcycle driver is in critical condition tonight. We'll continue to update you as we learn more. GFPD may have more information tomorrow.
New at 10, Helena city leaders say their downtown parking program is somewhat better, in better financial shape than they originally thought. But they continue to see lower revenues in the wake of COVID-19. The Helena City Commission got an update on the financial situation during an administrative meeting today. City staff said since the start of the pandemic, they have seen a number of businesses giving up their parking permits, and parking garages are seeing less traffic. They said there has been some improvement as the state began reopening. The parking program is now expected to have a cash balance of about $300,000.
We do have some cushion moving into the next year, but it does look like we're going to have a significant shortfall as we move forward.
In addition, the commission heard a presentation on the possibility of acquiring a 54-acre property in the South Hills above the LeGrand Canyon Trail area. Prickly Pear Land Trust is looking to purchase the land, then donate it to the city. They hope to finalize an agreement in the next few days. Leaders say the land would provide additional recreational uses, improved emergency access, and fire mitigation. Well, last night, the Great Falls City Commissioners met to discuss a wide range of topics, among them appointments to the Police Commission. The three-member board reviews all police department applicants and hears disciplinary appeals for the department. Great Falls Police Chief Dave Bowen tells us it's important that the members of the committee bring a fresh perspective from beyond the department.
I think for public perception that if there's a process that needs to be reviewed, if applicants are being reviewed for hiring, or there's a disciplinary issue, that these people who are reviewing this aren't part of the system that's reviewing the system. Meaning former employees aren't having input on current employees, that it's people removed from the police department.
The names of the two new board members are John Hackwith and Morgan Kasuski. They both have experience with law enforcement.
Well, over the weekend, a Business Insider named Great Falls one of the top western U.S. cities to live in after the coronavirus pandemic ends. The online financial publication highlighted Great Falls' low population density and low housing cost. According to the ranking, the Electric City has the 12th lowest population density and the 10th lowest average housing cost of metro areas in the western U.S. Great Falls Mayor Bob Kelly agreed, saying that the Electric City has a lot to offer.
Our downtown things picking up, our schools doing well, the base is firmly planted here. So I think we have a lot of momentum going in the community, and I think others are sensing that.
And staying in Great Falls, area diners will have another option come August. Hokkaido Ramen and Sushi Bar owner Johnny Deng told MTN News they're aiming to open in 3 to 4 weeks. The restaurant was originally set to satisfy appetites in May, but the pandemic has slowed construction. It's located in the Great Falls Marketplace in the old Pizza Hut location next to Cold Stone Creamery. Deng said he's excited to bring fresh, healthy options to area residents. He'll be holding a soft opening. We'll have more details as they become available. And in news around the nation tonight, some employers will be allowed to refuse to offer free birth control.
Today, the Supreme Court upheld a Trump administration rule change to the Affordable Care Act, which lets employers decline the coverage on religious or moral grounds. The Department of Health and Human Services estimates 70,000 to 126,000 women could lose access to free birth control in 1 year because of this. In more national news, former Minneapolis police officer Thomas Lane's attorney filed a motion Tuesday to dismiss the case against him.
Lane is one of the 4 officers charged in the death of George Floyd. The motion says Lane was not aware former officer Derek Chauvin was committing a crime when he restrained Floyd. It also says neck restraint is something officers learn in training at the Minneapolis Police Department. The document asserts Lane asked twice if Floyd should be moved to his side. It indicates Chauvin assured Lane Floyd was fine. Lane's attorney says it was his 4th day on the job and Chauvin was a 20-year veteran. They maintain it was reasonable for Lane to believe Chauvin and follow his direction. Lane and 2 other officers on the scene are facing charges of aiding and abetting the second-degree murder Chauvin is charged with. And turning now to weather, here's a look outside at conditions in Great Falls and Helena this Wednesday night.
And we're expecting another beautiful day tomorrow. Our Storm Tracker weather team is here to tell us more. Good evening, Grant.
Good evening, Tim. Yeah, you're exactly right. We are looking at a beautiful day in store for us all tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be around 83 degrees, which is around the average for this time of year. For the Electric City, 78 in Helena, 80 in Havre, 77 in Hayes, and 79 in Glasgow. So tomorrow will be a beautiful day. Temperatures, though, currently looking at the upper 50s for us here in the Electric City. 58 degrees, 62 in Helena, 60 in Havre, and 54 in Cut Bank. With radar, over the last 3 hours, we have been looking at showers pushing off into the Dakotas while leaving us dry, and it is setting up for a beautiful, and it has been sunset. I mean, just take a look at this shot. It almost is like Aladdin, a whole new world. It's out. It's beautiful. Where's Agrabah? I don't know. Temperatures, though, like we said, they're 59 degrees, partly cloudy skies, depending on where you're at. Winds aren't too shabby either, and it feels like 49. Now, temperatures tonight will fall down to around 46 degrees for the Electric City with clear skies. And for our friends in Helena, temperatures will fall down to around 47 degrees. Now, coming up, I'll walk us through the next time we could expect some rain. But for now, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Grant. Montana has now surpassed 1,400 confirmed cases of coronavirus. Today saw about half as many cases as reported on Tuesday. Late this afternoon, Cascade County reported 5 new cases. Currently, there are nearly 550 active cases and at least 22 hospitalizations. To date, there have been more than 106,000 tests completed in the state. Governor Steve Bullock said on social media that last week, Montana completed more than 18,000 tests, surpassing the state's 15,000 test per week goal. Nationwide, there are now more than 3 million people in the United States who are currently infected with coronavirus. Johns Hopkins University released new data today. It says there are at least 3,016,515 cases in the U.S. More than 20,000 of those cases are new. The reports also say at least 131,666 people have died from coronavirus. The rate of the new cases is on the rise in 35 states. That threatens to reverse the progress made during weeks of shutdown and stay-at-home orders. As more people are testing positive for the coronavirus here in Montana, health officials are urging all of us to do what we can to prevent getting or spreading the virus. Young people, especially, are being urged now more than ever with an increase in cases among people less than 40 years old. Now that we've been dealing with the virus for a couple of months, officials are collecting more information, which suggests the virus is affecting younger people at a higher rate than before. The data also tells health officials that younger people are having more contact with others instead of continuing to quarantine and following other safety measures.
Moving now to campus, today the leaders of Montana's colleges and universities agreed to ask the state university system to mandate masks on campus this fall. The Healthy Fall 2020 Task Force wants masks required on all state campuses. The recommendation will go to the Commissioner of Higher Education and the Montana Board of Regents. The task force collaborated with the governor's office and advice from public health officials. The task force includes representatives from nearly a dozen state colleges and universities across Montana. And Carroll College officials say the campus has been through a pandemic before, that being the flu pandemic of 1918. This year, the coronavirus pandemic will shape the educational landscape for the college. As long as it's safe to do so, the college expects to have students back in the classroom as part of the college's marching back plan with regards to phase 2 limitations. As of right now, the college is still trying to narrow down the specifics of what that looks like. Carroll College has a broad set of guidelines for phases 1, 2, and 3 of Governor Steve Bullock's reopening the Big Sky plan. Leaders said they'll continue to meet throughout the year to determine what fits best.
I think we'll have to make some adjustments, and we'll have to continue to meet as a group and the marching back all throughout the semester to see how things are going.
Baker says the college hasn't seen an uptick in students deferring their admission. He says they're ready to get back into the classroom.
Following the success of a Helena program supporting law enforcement, the Electric City will show its appreciation. Great Falls Police Community Foundation is selling 406 Back the Blue yard signs. The all-weather signs show support for area law enforcement. Supporters pay a minimum of $10 for each sign, with any donations above that going to help the Police Foundation. The president of the foundation says with talk nationwide and even in Montana about defunding law enforcement, it's important to give local departments emotional and financial support.
You know, everybody right now is saying, let's defund the police. We're saying, let's defend them and give them additional training that they need. And that's the purpose of our foundation.
And the signs are available to be reserved. You can find more information on our website or the Foundation's Facebook page. Coming up, the coronavirus pandemic is bringing out America's sweet tooth.
How the sugar industry is being affected next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. A new report has found that U.S. sugar prices do not impede the financial performance of sugar-using firms. And as the Montana Ag Network's Russell Nemitz reports, the report's findings are some sweet news for this region's sugar beet growers.
The sugar industry continues to be a very important segment of this region's economy, and a new report is rejecting claims from sugar-using firms that as the U.S. price of sugar increases relative to the world sugar price, this has a negative effect on their profits. The American Sugar Beet Growers Association's Luther Marquardt says the new analysis confirms what their industry has known for years.
For decades, our customers have always kind of picked at U.S. sugar policy saying, hey, the price is too high. If we could just get lower sugar prices, we would be able to pass that on to consumers. And we've heard that for 50 years. And the fact of the matter is that's not true.
He also says the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the importance of essential products like sugar.
To give you an example, when the U.S. put itself essentially into a self-imposed economic coma for a couple of months, you had a hoarding at the grocery stores. You pivoted from 650,000 restaurants to 40,000 grocery stores. And during the hoarding, everybody came in and cleared out sugar, flour, toilet paper, all that stuff. And so we simply pivoted over the course of a couple of weeks of sending a little less to commercial manufacturers and more to the consumers.
And Luther says that U.S. sugar farmers and workers are proud to provide their customers with more than 60 different types of affordable and sustainably produced American sugar.
And what this pandemic has shown us is that you can't take it for granted, and bless all of those farmers and factory workers that are growing and preparing our food for us. So salute American farmers as American heroes.
In Billings, Russell Nemitz, MTN News.
The American Sugar Alliance and American Sugar Beet Growers Association say that U.S. sugar farmers and workers need a strong, no-cost sugar policy to give them a fighting chance against excess foreign imports that threaten their ability to produce sugar domestically.
Well, the COVID pandemic has caused many businesses to trim the fat off of any unnecessary expenses, and Bad Betty's Barbecue in Helena was no exception. Along with the uncertainty from the pandemic, the business is also recovering from a construction project that closed the street to their shop for several months. The barbecue restaurant was able to adapt to the situation by bringing back their old brisket bus food truck. Things were still tight, but when Governor Bullock announced that COVID relief fund grants were available, Richard saw opportunity. Bad Betty's Barbecue has been approved for a $10,000 business stabilization grant to help with bills and a $10,000 food and agriculture adaptability. Whoa, my goodness. Got that. Adaptability grant. They'll use the funds to build this infrastructure to butcher meat in-house.
I was looking at it as more of like, well, hey, agriculture, maybe I'll go start a pig farm with this grant. But I read through it, and it was really more about what I have been saying for years and what I recognized as the problem here, that there was a disconnect between the producers and the people, especially through restaurants.
And the grant will allow Richards to partner with local ranchers to buy animals, have them slaughtered by a USDA facility, and then produce his own brisket, hams, bacon, burger, and more Montana Food and Agriculture Adaptability Program essentials. It's administered by the Montana Department of Agriculture. And also in tonight's Rebound Montana, more than 225 businesses in the Treasure State received loans under the Paycheck Protection Program valued at more than $1 million. That's according to data released this week by the Small Business Administration. The SBA and the U.S. Treasury Department released loan-level data covering 660,000 loans on Monday, offering what several lawmakers described as transparency over one of the largest stimulus programs in U.S. history. 10 Montana companies received loans ranging from $5 million to $10 million.
Well, as we go throughout the night into the morning, we're going to start off our day with 50-degree temperatures, so you might need a light jacket if you are sensitive to the cooler weather. Stay tuned for your full 7-day forecast coming up after this break.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Grant Garland.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have had a fantastic Wednesday. We are one day closer to Friday, so that's enough to get me excited. Temperatures today, we're up around 74 degrees, which is about 8 degrees difference than what we typically see. 82 is what we usually see for this time of year, and tomorrow we're going to hit that at 83. The record was set back in 1930 when it was 101 degrees. Also the year that Betty Boop made her her debut in terms of I think it was called the Dizzy Dishes. Now currently in Helena, temperature 64 degrees. It feels like 64 too, but we're not really seeing any wind gusts there. The humidity is up at 40%, so it's maybe not the best time to go out for maybe just a late night walk with the dog. Elsewhere, 59 in Great Falls, 53 in Lewistown, 57 in Havre, as well as out towards Cut Bank. As you head on out though towards the east, we're looking at slightly warmer temperatures out towards Glasgow, 61 degrees. And with our winds, we aren't seeing any problems like we were earlier. We're looking at calm conditions for us here in the Electric City. 8 miles an hour though out in Lewistown. And over the last 3 hours, we have seen the rain that was affecting parts of St. Marie as well as Scobie. That has since left and gone out towards the Dakotas. We've been left with a beautiful nighttime with just a few clouds out to really enhance the sun's rays. It was really great out there. Now we are looking at a shift in our pattern. Nice and sunny conditions for us tomorrow, and then we're going to have a chance for showers as we head throughout the night into Friday morning. That could give us a few problems if you are heading out the doors for your morning commute on Friday. And then this weekend we're going to be looking at more sun than clouds, and temperatures are really going to be up in the upper 80s. And here's why. So the high pressure is going to continue to really dominate our area as we head throughout the day tomorrow. So that's the good news there. However, the high pressure will start to push off towards the east at around noontime. And then we're going to look at this cold front that's going to quickly make its way towards the area. And as it does so, by around 6 in the afternoon, we're going to start to see a few clouds try and build into the area. By around 6 in the morning, we could be looking at some heavy downpours. So just give yourself a few extra minutes for that morning commute. We could start seeing showers as early as 3 a.m. And so we're not going to be able to, I guess, fall asleep to the rain, but it will be raining while we are sleeping. And we could even be looking at a few thunderstorms lasting throughout the day on Thursday for those along the High Line, especially around towards Glasgow. But then the cold front leaves, and then we're going to be looking at just beautiful skies, sunny skies as it leaves the area. So that's the good news there. Going throughout the day tomorrow, right around noontime, 5 to 10 miles an hour with our winds gusting. It's going to be a relatively, it will be a calm day compared to what we have seen like yesterday. And around 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday, as that cold front moves through, we're going to be seeing 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. Now for our UV index, 9 miles an hour, the burn time around 20 minutes. So make sure that you're giving yourself plenty of sunscreen out there. You can always follow me on Facebook at meteorologist Grant Garland. Temperatures tonight, 46 degrees in Havre, 46 in Great Falls. A little bit warmer out towards Helena at 47, as well as the same in Malta. 52 degrees though in Glasgow. Heading throughout the next couple of days, temperatures will really warm up to around 88 degrees by Saturday. Sunny skies though. We're going to see Monday 78 degrees, 77 on Tuesday, and 77 on Wednesday. And for our friends in Helena, we're going to see the same kind of chance for showers and thunderstorms on Friday, but it will be a sunny weekend. Tim?
Thanks, Grant. Prospects for One Frontier Conference volleyball team's 2020 season are still up in the air.
Find out what they're doing in the meantime when the 10 o'clock news continues.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Although many schools and athletic associations have tentative plans, the prospect of having college sports this fall is still on shaky ground. University of Providence volleyball coach Arunas Duda says even though the NAIA recently released guidelines about fall sports, many things could change with the COVID-19 pandemic. He said restrictions have prompted even more communication with players over the summer months. Duda hopes that that will put the Argos and their new 12 newcomers a step ahead when they can finally hit the courts this fall.
We're spending a lot of time with our captains, working on teaching them how to be better leaders. So getting on the phone once a week or Zoom calls once a week, trying to, just talk about leadership and doing some little, workshops and lessons with them. They've been really beneficial.
And being a step ahead could be vital. The NAIA guidelines for women's volleyball state that the season could range anywhere from 13 to 22 dates. We have this full story on montanasports.com.
Well, yesterday, Governor Steve Bullock and Montana State football head coach Jeff Choate held a press conference urging Montanans to mask up so that a football season can happen this fall. MSU Athletic Director Leon Costello today echoed those remarks and talked about a couple of other concerns. As of right now, Costello says the Bobcats are still scheduled to play a full schedule this fall, pending decisions from FCS and Big Sky Conference officials. The likelihood of a spring season also has not been ruled out yet either, but Costello reiterated the fact that if both the university and the Bozeman community continue to do their part to keep everyone safe, the likelihood of having a fall season will keep increasing. And stick around, a final check of your forecast is next.
Well, taking a look real quick at what we can expect. Temperatures 83 degrees tomorrow, 81 on Friday. A scattered chance for showers as we head throughout Thursday night. That will be around 3 in the morning, so unfortunately we won't get to really hear the rain. We'll be sleeping through it. And for our friends in Helena, 78 degrees tomorrow, nice and sunny, but same situation as that cold front goes through. We'll see a chance for showers in the morning.
Finally tonight, what's in a name? Well, the new two-toed sloth, now making his way to Zoo, Montana, just wants one.
We've been tracking the slow-moving journey for several days on social media, but this morning our sloth reached out to his followers asking for a name. So if you think you've got a good name for this cute little guy, send suggestions through social media.
Stockman Bank, who is sponsoring the new sloth habitat, will collect all the suggestions, then narrow them down to the best for the public to vote on.
Oh, I love that. I think, what's that one on Ice Age? Is it Sid?
I can't remember his name.
I think it's Sid.
Sid, yeah,
Sid
that's
the
my
sloth.
vote.
Okay,
Sid.
there you go.
Yeah, or maybe, never mind. I was going to say maybe Grant.
Oh, gosh.
That's all the time we have tonight at 10. Thanks so much for watching.
Good night.